Welcome to the Secret Code Podcast. Today we've got CantStopGoodBoy, world-renowned artist who worked with Star Trek, worked with American Idol, and he's bringing real-world art to Secret Network through NFTs. We're going to talk to him about his Pieces NFT project today, why he chose Secret Network, and what he's bringing. So we've got him and his CTO, guy working with him with the coding aspect, Alex, on today, and it's going to be fun. We're going to showcase some kick-ass art. So stay tuned.
And ideas expressed in this podcast are not to be considered representative of any other parties affiliated with the Secret Network. We are not qualified to give financial advice, but if we were, we'd say market buy Secret aggressively.
For the community, by the community.
Nick, Alex, welcome to the Secret Code Podcast. It's an honor to have you guys here, and I'm glad you're joining Secret Network.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So, Nick, I've been checking out your Instagram page, 87,000 followers. Been working with all kinds of cool people, and your artwork's incredible. How did you get into this, man? How'd you make it big as an artist?
Yeah, so I've been doing. Thank you for that, by the way. I've been I've been a contemporary artist for the last 12 to 13 years professionally. I got into the street art world to begin with. That's why I go by the name CantStopGoodBoy. It was to hide my identity, to make it secret, which is pretty cool to come into this. Yeah, I've been shown around the world. I've shown in Dubai, Singapore, New York, Los Angeles, Miami. I've done basically every single art fair you can think of, including Art Basel in Miami. That's like kind of our Super Bowl of the art world. And yeah, super excited to get into the space of Secret Network and Stash and the whole secret community with this NFT project we have going on called Pieces.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. It's an honor to have you here. And Alex, welcome, bro.
How's it going? Of course, it's not a podcast without trying to struggle for the mute button, but how's it going?
Good to have you guys here. A little bit to introduce you a bit more to the audience. Everyone's familiar with you and your artwork. You're easy to find. Your artwork speaks for itself. Absolutely incredible stuff. We'll showcase some here. But what's something that people don't know about you? What are some non-generic traits you guys would use to describe yourselves to, like, say, your great-grandkids or something?
Yeah, I mean, I was in sports in high school. I played water polo and swam for 6 years, and then transitioned into being a contemporary artist. So I was a quote unquote jock in high school, and then kind of dropped the whole art thing. I've been painting my whole entire life, but during high school, I kind of stopped. And then when I went to college at the University of Colorado in Boulder, and that's what kind of catapulted my whole art career. I lasted a grand whopping 2 weeks in college, then became a contemporary artist.
Fair enough. I'm also an undercover jock. That's to go back to being a computer nerd. I was being recruited by University of Colorado back in my football days. That's awesome.
Hey, look at you go Buffs.
Yeah, I always thought computers were for nerds, and now I just wish I spent more time playing computer games with the industry I got into. So
hey, I know, all the e-gaming.
Right. But yeah, 12, 13 years as a contemporary artist. You started out with street art. How'd you get that first big break?
The first big break, I actually, my first show was in a gallery in Los Angeles, and then my second show was actually a group show with Banksy and Shepard Fairey, the two main heavy hitters of Exits of the Gift Shop.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty cool moment. It was with a LA-based magazine. They did a group show. It was based around Los Angeles street art, and Banksy was one of the guys that showcased, and Shepard was one of the guys that also showcased. And I was lucky enough and blessed enough to have one of my pieces sell first before theirs. So that kind of put me on the map on the street art world.
That's incredible. I'll show a little bit of your Instagram page right here. I tease 87,000 followers. Really, really cool artwork. I'm aphantasic. I studied a lot of art history. Like, I have a deep appreciation for it because I'm completely inept. But oh man, I was watching some of your Instagram stories showing how you developed it. You guys partying in Vegas, where I'll be in a week's time. But yeah, dude,
nice.
Some incredible stuff here. What got you into Secret Network? Obviously, all artists are trying to dive into the NFT space. There's money and there's some new cool stuff that hasn't been able to been done before. But what made you find us?
Yeah, the cool thing about Secret Network in my eyes, and how I was gravitated towards the Secret Network and Stash, was that the whole secret metadata aspect of it. I was intrigued by, because it it matched up into my contemporary real life world where the painting's on the wall, but I always put like a secret message or hid secret things inside of my paintings, and no one can see. Like when you buy the painting, when it shows up in your house, you can see the back of the painting, what's on the back. Like for example, behind me, you don't know what's on the back of that painting, but once it arrives and you buy it, you flip it over and you're like, oh, whoa, like there's something else behind, you know? And so when the whole secret team came at me and asked if it was something I was interested in, I was just like, yes, this matches up perfectly to my real world and what I do in the real world. And it was almost a no-brainer. And working with them and developing this concept and with Alex, and it was basically just no-brainer throughout the whole entire process.
That's so cool. I mean, Quentin Tarantino had been propositioned by a bunch of different NFT platforms. He's like, it's not special, it's not interesting. And then he heard Secret Network. He's like, oh, now I could do something new and different, sweet. And so that's what we're hoping to bring to the table. And through having awesome artists like you making new and novel things on our network, that's kind of a way for us to market and showcase what all we're going to offer to all of Web3. So it's an honor to have you here, and we're can't wait to watch you sell out and hopefully make some more platforms here. And I'm going to be buying one of 260 pieces. So walk me through Pieces NFT and kind of your inspiration behind it. I'll pull up the website.
I'll walk you through the art side of things, and then I'll have Alex hop on and talk about the metadata and what that brings to the table. But the cool thing about this project is that it's the first physical redemption project on the Secret Network and on Stash. So the cool thing about this project that it's 260 cut up pieces from an original CantStopGoodBoy painting. It's not the one behind me, but this is a canvas painting, and we are cutting it up into 260 pieces. So the piece that's on the screen right now is the jumbled. So the cool secret part of it is that you don't know what the image is. So the cool puzzle game aspect of it is that collect them to build. If you think like, oh, that might go there or that might go there, but Alex can explain more about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I mean, obviously he's the artist. I help him with a lot of the kind of tech stuff on this side of house. So yeah, these are some sample of the pieces that you kind of see on the screen there. And so each NFT will have as public metadata the image of the piece itself. That'll be public for sure. There was 260 of them, like mentioned. And in addition to that being part of the public metadata, we threw in some other cool stuff like that you would see in a physical art installation. We'll tell you what material this is painted on. This is canvas in this case, what paints textures were used, as well as like when the piece was finished. That'll all be part of the public metadata. So it's kind of like a typical when you walk through a gallery and you see that card to the side of the painting, that information will be in the public metadata. What's in the secret/private metadata is obviously private, but you can imagine that it's the type of stuff that you would get if you actually owned a physical piece of art and what you would get from the artist, right? And so we're going to kind of leave it teased at that. But yeah, we're super excited that, you know, it's just like a really cool idea. And yeah, this physical redemption part is the kind of the tip of the spear for it, because like for the first month of this launch, no one can claim the physical piece. It's only a virtual. It's just like any other NFT campaign on Secret, but in a month we'll launch the claim site, and then people can actually physically claim it, and then the public metadata will reflect that. So you'll know whether there's still a piece to be claimed or not.
Okay, and you can so you'll have it like actually mailed to you?
Yeah. Yep. So our claim site will let you. It's going to be a different smart contract, basically, that will let you, as the current owner of that NFT, provide your shipping information and stuff like that. And we'll, execute that contract, and we'll get that information, and then you'll get to keep the NFT, of course, and then we'll also start the shipping process. You don't have to claim it. That's kind of another interesting thing. We're interested in seeing how that'll go. You don't have to do it if you want to stay totally anon. That's perfectly fine. But it is a way for those who want to play a role in the physical art world. You'll get it'll be about 3 inches by 3.5 inches piece of this canvas painting. It's pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So it will
again,
have...
we want to reiterate that it's the physical canvas piece with the paint, everything. It's not a picture of it. We're not going to send you a print. We're sending you the physical canvas piece,
Nice.
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
And so if you don't claim it, you can still, like, if you wanted to resell the NFT, you could still, like, hey, we'll sell this and you can claim it. Or you can claim it, get the physical piece and be like, hey, I'll sell the NFT version, but you're going to have to pay extra
Right.
if you want me to ship this to you. That's
Right.
That's really cool. That's fascinating. So you mentioned that on all of your paintings, you like having secret messages, which is why Secret Network's cool to you. And I
Yeah.
know we're going to have private metadata. Will the picture have secret stuff as well?
The picture does currently not on this project. We're not going to have anything secret in the actual. I mean, yes and no, because there is secret stuff inside of the painting, but that's kind of just like secret messages that I've just put in all my paintings type of thing. So yes and no, if that makes any sense.
I think one of the secret things that you can think of is, because this is all from an original, it's sort of a secret as far as what the actual final piece looks like, right? I'm sure somebody can figure it out, but say you start to recognize portions of this piece that you're really liking, like a lot of color that you really like, or you're starting to see a face form, you can kind of grab those individual NFTs from the collection and put them as part of your own personal collection, and that becomes your possession, right? So while there's no exact secret in the public image, you can kind of start to build it, and that kind of is a secret in of itself.
Yeah. It's kind of like a puzzle piece game. We wanted to play a game with the user, basically going like, hey, if you start putting your puzzle pieces together and kind of invoke people buying more pieces to try to figure out how to make their strip or a section of the painting. Or we kind of just wanted to have fun with it, because all my art, we have fun, and it's all colorful imagery, nothing's political, and it's all just very fun, in your face, colorful pop art. I always call it organized chaos, because the backgrounds are just splashes of color, dripping of color, and we just wanted to have fun with it and have the collectors kind of have their space in the NFT world, in the digital world, and then also bridge that gap into the physical world. So they now can become CantStopGoodBoy collectors, because they now own, in the physical world, they now own the little canvas.
That's awesome. I've got a question here from Jay asking, if I buy the NFT version, when I claim, will I get the actual the piece represented by my NFT, or will that be random as well?
It's going to be the exact piece. So these NFTs are exact portions of the painting that's on canvas, and you will be getting the exact one that corresponds to it. That's why once it's claimed, it's claimed. We can't send that piece to another person. You have it.
That's cool. That is cool. Well, I will be minting at least one of these, and I'm trying to get a group of people together so that we can claim our own canvas pieces, but then scan them and get some kind of group together trying to put the puzzle together. But if we get some bad actors, cool. If we get some bad actors claiming too many of them and holding out on us, we're gonna have to fight. So talk to me about some of the projects you've done in the past. I know you've worked with Star Trek and American Idol. What were those like, and what are some of the things you've done? Joe, you could throw on screen some of his artwork.
Yeah, so the most recent project that I've done was Star Trek. That was a full-blown Star Trek revamp for the whole entire entity. I worked with CBS Viacom, and it's a full licensed deal. So all of the merchandise and everything was a Star Trek times CantStopGoodBoy CBS Viacom licensed thing. So we revamped the Star Trek logo and tried to bring it into the contemporary art world. We had original paintings, clothing, one-of-a-kind vintage pieces, and then we had an event. It was right before COVID and had the world shut down, but we had a physical event where we made it this immersive experience for Star Trek. And then for American Idol, I reimagined the quote-unquote farewell season of American Idol. So I was the opening for American Idol. So we redid the logo, we shot a commercial with Idol and Ford, and that was nationally televised. That was that for we did a street art campaign with American Idol.
That is super cool, and I like that you still have the kind of street art themes in your paintings now that you have made it big.
Yeah, I always wanted to keep it, like I said, it's organized chaos. Yeah, that's a mural in Los Angeles, the Mickey Mouse on the side.
Nice. So you've done NFTs before, not on Secret Network. What were some of those platforms like? And how was your experience?
Yeah, they were fun, but again, with Secret Network, it gives another level to it, and another thing that hasn't been done before, and that's what gravitated me towards Secret Network and Stash, was that it brings the NFT, and then you also have this other part that you get. So for like a typical NFT, say on like OpenSea or any of those platforms, you just get the JPEG and then you resell that JPEG over and over and over again. And there's no really way to do that physical redemption part as well and properly. And with Secret Network, we were able to team up with them and actually make this idea come to fruition.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, you can take the public art that you'll find on like an Ethereum-based NFT, but you're not going to get that like Caravaggio, Michelangelo experience where like it's not just the art and the sculpture, but you need the location, you need the secret messaging of like the shadow coming down, and there's so much more you can do if you have that privacy available, and or you could just lie about it and not add anything private, and nobody knows that. One of the things we've been cracking up with the Tarantino thing is Miramax is coming after him and like, hey, you have to. Yeah, the power of Secret Network. That's right. Miramax is coming down and trying to sue and saying, "Hey, you can't sell that." And we're like, "Prove that we did." Like, what if there is no Quentin Tarantino stuff in this and it's all a big sham? Nobody's gonna know, and the people who buy it, would they tell? You can add zero private metadata and just say you did, and the people who buy it are going to be incentivized to be like, "Oh, 100%, you guys wouldn't believe what's in there," and nobody's really gonna know, and that's.
Yeah, it kind of brings that whole the hype concept to it. It's like you're developing your own hype, and yeah.
No, I'm a big gambler, poker player kind of guy, and so I love just adding that human element of trust and distrust, where it doesn't have to be transparent. And sure, all the financial applications, whatnot, privacy is important, but all the practical applications, if you want to build community, if you want to use things, if you want to be unique, you have to have some kind of privacy, some kind of ability to trust and distrust. So,
and the cool thing too is that there's private. Like when I started off as a street artist, I didn't go by my real name at all. And when I transferred into the contemporary art world, is when I started going by, like it went CantStopGoodBoy, also known as Nick Simon. So that was a weird transition too, keeping my secret identity and then transitioning over into my public identity with my secret identity.
So here on your Instagram, I've got some videos of some of your experiences at Art Basel, and it showcases some of your art, which again is absolutely incredible. But some of this is like hologram type stuff. Like I saw you had Superman one. Yeah, it's a hologram.
Yeah, so that's Alex actually helped me with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys do that?
3D hologram thing.
Honestly, we find some crazy shit out there that's like tech that you don't really think about collabing them together. But yeah, that's used. It was tech that's used in like some parts of Asia for like if you're at a store and it's like meant to advertise, dishware and stuff. And we kind of just took it and put his artwork into it. And then when you show up at the show, the video really doesn't do it justice. You show up at these shows and you look across the room and you see art kind of like just coming out of thin air. It's really cool to see. You don't really notice the real circular aspect of it. So like seeing it in person is awesome. We've done tons of tech kind of like collabs like that. He'll probably tell us about this arcade that we built together. So there's like tons of hybrid tech art stuff, and that's usually when we collab is when there's a place for tech and art to have a mix.
Oh yeah, the physical view of the art is just part of the experience. The medium, everything else that goes into it is what tells the story. And being able to do stuff that's new is really what makes it that much more special. Like everyone loves the Renaissance, where you can go back and see a painting, everything that, oh, this is anatomically correct, and then you go to the Baroque style and it's like, well, what if it wasn't anatomically correct? What if they have 10 packs now? Mm-hmm. What if their body is at a better ratio than it is in real life? What can we do that's more? And that's one thing I'm excited for with the NFT space, where you can create that, where you can create community, you can have ownership, so you don't get screwed over by the big industry, which luckily you have made it very big and whatnot, but especially in the music industry, people are really struggling to actually capture the value that they create, and we're hoping to change that.
No, yeah, the whole NFT space really stirred up the art world. Yeah, it really did. And it's actually really exciting when something gets stirred up like that, because it means the next wave is coming. And when I learned about NFTs and cryptocurrencies about a year and a half ago, and it was brought to my attention, and I was like, wow, this is something cool. And then I want, with everything that I do and everything that Alex and I do together, we want to learn before we just dive right in, type of thing. And so we took time to learn and figured out the spaces and what platforms work for us and what platforms understand the whole contemporary art thing. And we really landed on Secret Network and Stash. And we're extremely excited to be launching this project.
Good comments from viewers that this art is so dope. I agree. Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm getting some. 50
Thank
secret, 260 pieces, 50 secret each, coming out in 2 days. So I am stoked for that. Who was your first connection to Secret Network? How did you find out about us?
My first connection was actually through my one of my friends over at Warner Records. He kind of brought me on to the Secret team and was like, hey, you have to meet these guys. It's exactly what you do in the real world. Like, this is you, Nick. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I Googled it and looked it up and showed it to Alex, and we're just like, wow, this is literally what we've been looking for this whole entire time. Is this kind of platform, this kind of coin, this kind of private data and secret metadata and all that stuff. And it was literally just like, I got so excited when we first had the phone call, and I was like, okay, when are we doing this? Let's do this now. Let's do it. And then they shared with me the Tarantino thing, and I was like, okay, let's work on it, because we've been working on this for the last, I want to say 8-9 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Alex, how difficult is it incorporating all this into Snip 721 and having the technical integration? Because it's not easy.
Yeah, I will say, I brought it up, there was an AMA we had this morning. The secret docs, extremely verbose and good, in a good way, right?
Good.
So for me, coming from, I've done deployments on OpenSea and I've done it on Ethereum, obviously, with that, and very easy to incorporate, right? There's a little bit of a lift in terms of learning about how truly private is it? Is this private metadata? What's the deal with it? But honestly, if anybody's out there who's dabbled, the documentation is really good, and I think that helped me feel confident about this platform, because a lot of people see the exterior of it, which is the marketplace aspect of it. And so between Nick and myself, we try to make sure we're yeah, the tech is good, and the platform and the marketplace and the community is good too. Okay, cool, we're good on this. It's not a scam or anything like that. So yeah, we feel really good about it. I think it's fun to work with.
Good. Yeah, we've had the community forever. It's just building everything else out. Those of us who know, we're like, hey, everything on Ethereum, all this stuff isn't sustainable. Not everything in DeFi is going to be fully public, but it's taking everyone else a while to notice. And we haven't put a bunch of money into marketing all these years. We've just been building inside private, hey, it's not the time, but let's build everything so when it is the time, we're ready to make that push. And it's about that time. So you guys are getting in at a great stage as we're getting all the NFT stuff, as we're getting the application layer rolled out. And we've had private smart contracts out for about 1.5 years now, and still we're the only ones. We have at least that much of a lead on everybody.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think is fascinating is what happens when we have a private metaverse? What can you bring to that?
Alex?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, we can do a lot of stuff. I feel like the first, and this is a very cliche one, but some gamification of something will definitely be something we could do. And you brought up poker. I love poker too. I think you could be doing things where, in order to come to a table at something, some gameplay, you have to, have possession of a particular secret code that gets pushed by minters or pushed by owners, right, at a particular time, and that's how you can play in. So I think there's something to say that you don't have, metaverse, the whole one of the big concerns is whoever's going to be a player in it will have still that ownership of data. And I think that having that be decentralized and having that have a secret component, a component that even the network operators can't go in and figure out, right, is going to be really important, especially for those of us who are security and privacy minded, right? So yeah. I just think that we have to keep encouraging these networks and not just brush it off and put stuff in public and be kind of okay with that.
Yeah, no, I I can't wait for people with your guys' vision to come in and use the technology that's being developed, because I mean, just the way you guys are finding out how to have artwork come out of thin air and have these hologram type things spinning up. What happens in the metaverse when everything's VR and you can literally have it come from anywhere? Like there are so many use cases that I don't have the artistic vision to think of like what can happen, but someone like you, if you guys get in this tech and you guys are on the ground floor, you guys can create some fully immersive artwork that's just never been possible before.
Funny you said that. I was talking about this in the AMA earlier over on the Discord channel. I have a virtual show coming out in mid-February in New York, and it's completely you go through this virtual gallery, and it's going to be this complete immersive experience, and you're going to see the physical painting's picture form. It's not going to be any crypto NFT thing. It's just I have to physically make the painting in my studio, and then they're high-res scanning them and then having them implemented into this virtual gallery, and that you'll be able to walk through this virtual gallery via AR, VR, any of those things. But it's based in New York. So it was a cool concept because I've always done shows in real life in New York. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time that one of the galleries that I work with was like, hey, let's do this concept, but like kind of be in the metaverse, but kind of not be in the metaverse, but like our way into the metaverse type of thing. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. This lines up perfectly with what I'm doing now with Secret Network and Stash, and let's just keep it going. Let's go digital, baby.
Dude, that's sick. I need to make my way to New York someday. You guys are in LA, right?
Yeah. Cool. The studio's out in Malibu.
Oh, so you have an in-person studio in Malibu right now?
Yeah, it's a private studio. It's not open to the public, but yeah, I'm currently in the office of it.
Fair enough. That's awesome. I'm about an hour out of LA myself. So.
Oh, nice. I
used to work at the casinos down here. No, this is sick. So now that you do know about cryptocurrency and you have been onboarded in the Secret Network, are there any current projects you're excited for, or some that you would like to see developed that you think would be interesting?
For myself or for other community members?
Both.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with a couple of the community members yesterday, I think it was, and a lot of their projects seem really cool. There's one, I think it was Secret Apes, I think was one of them, and the Anons, that was cool. I've been looking into that, and that Anon DAO, the DAO that bought the Tarantino NFT. But yeah, I've just kind of been like listening from the sidelines, creating art, and just listening to everyone speak and stuff. And it's been such a crazy experience and like awesome experience dealing with the community members and how amazing you guys all are. And I was actually talking to Alex the other day. I'm like, wow, my Twitter's just like blowing up from all these community members. I'm like, this is amazing. Like this is the kind of community that I've always strived to be a part of. And I think I'm hopefully being led into this community, and excited 100%. To see where it comes. Yeah, we're already thinking, Alex and I, launching more projects under the Pieces campaign. Like we said, that this is like our quote unquote genesis of it, and the people that buy into this project, we will definitely be looking out for you in future projects. So be one of the first ones to collect in Pieces, and you'll definitely have some perks, and you'll definitely be looked out after in the future. This is not a one and done thing for us. This is a very keep it going type thing.
Keep it going. No, that's absolutely fantastic to hear. We love having you involved. Yeah, our community isn't one just striving for gains and just focused on money. We've had a long community, robust community for quite a while that's backed by an ethos, which means more, because all the other communities will go to it when it's high and then leave and migrate, but we're actually fighting for something, and the gains will come and the money will be made. But it's about more than that, and that's actually really unique in the space.
It's a marathon, not a race. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's a
life is a consistent sprint, and that's all that matters. Short term only. No, that's awesome to hear that you're looking into more things, and I'll be one of these original Pieces holders. That's
awesome.
That's gonna be sick, dude.
Are you gonna redeem, or are you gonna keep it on the blockchain?
I think I'm gonna have to get two so I can do both. I might redeem both. I'm greedy.
That's it.
There's a generative art NFT series called Emergent Properties, and they did one called Big Bang, and so that's where you like like where the art is created by the person who buys it instead, and they just kind of set the parameters. And so a lot of people
wow.
showed self-restraint, and they're like, okay, I'm going to buy it, and I'm not going to answer the questions. I'm not going to mint it, so I can sell it to somebody else who wants to do that later. And I got like 3 of them, and I just did all of them right away because I have no self-restraint or
It's like
self-respect.
people in the sneaker. It's like people in the sneaker culture, right? They buy a shoe to wear and they buy a shoe to display. Same thing.
100%. Yeah. Except I just wear both of them all the time.
Exactly. Well, I'm the same way. I used to own a sneaker store out in Los Angeles, and I was the same way. I had a huge sneaker problem.
Dude, Joe's a huge sneakerhead too. That's awesome.
Oh, awesome.
So, now that you guys have been involved and you guys are dropping your first platform, what would you guys like to see that would make your guys' job and integration, or the integration for more artists, easier? Is there more documentation? Is there more like invitations, or how could we help you guys?
I think on the technical side, batch minting for sure, batch listing on, and I'm talking in terms of stash would be huge for sure. And I think that's in the roadmap pretty soon. So we're excited about that. Think that's explosive. I think those are really the things that affect this campaign, and we're doing obviously our legwork to make that happen regardless. But I just think continuing to build out I'm selfish developer tools, right? Stuff to make it easy for us to integrate. I think the moment we see other marketplaces adopt supportability for Secret as a network, that'll be huge, because just like there's multiple marketplaces for physical goods, there's no reason that there has to be just one. And I think that's competition in its best form when you have others. So I'm excited to see that happen too. I hope that if that happens, I think it'll also really up value of anything coming from this collection for sure, because these are kind of OG pieces, right? But I think Nick, from the art side, you can add more.
No, from the art side, I think it's the secret metadata aspect of it from the art side is the thing that intrigued us the most out of anything, because other platforms don't have that, and you guys are the only ones that do have that, and it brings another element of elevation to it as well, to my collectors in the real world, to just anyone that is going to be onboarded because of this project onto Secret, and just bringing the awareness out there, and using my platform to bridge contemporary art world to you guys' digital Secret network. That's the thing.
Absolutely. I can't wait to get this first piece, and I can't wait to see what you guys have in store. So, Nick, keep painting and paint quickly. We want more stuff, man.
Hey, we're trying. We're going as fast as we can over here.
So yeah, Friday. So yeah, 2 days from now, we'll be minting these in Stash. And are they going to be pre-minted and sold, or are we actually going to be minting them?
Yeah, so they're going to be pre-minted and listed on Stash. That's for this first campaign. We're looking into ways to get the pre-minting for upcoming campaigns. So just for this one, we wanted to keep it as straightforward as possible. So you can look on Stash for the collection. We'll also be pinning it to a top of our website at piecesnft.com. So you'll be able to find it there, or right on that homepage of Stash as well for purchasing.
And I know you can't give away too many details about what this art piece would look like if it were assembled, but what was some of your inspiration behind it?
What we can say is that it is it's a great representation of my style, and it's one of the most iconic representations of my style. And it's like for example, on the screen, those are pop characters. In this piece, it is my IP. It is one of my paintings that is one of my IPs.
Nice.
So that's another aspect of it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to. It's such a weird concept to talk about a painting that I know what it looks like, but you guys don't, because it's such the opposite. It's like, because you walk into a gallery and they're like, "Oh, I love this art on the wall." I'm like, "Yeah, it's like I can explain to them what's on the wall." And in this case, it's like, I don't want to tell you guys anything.
Good luck finding the wall.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck trying to develop your section, and kind of that's always the cool part when Alex and I were just playing with ideas on how we can integrate the secret metadata and the whole concept of this project is how do we make it fun. And the fun part was to jumble up the painting and be like, hey guys, figure it out and you'll see. And
So we're getting a question.
It'll be like,
We're getting a question right now if the full picture will ever be revealed. I know it's up to us to do that, but if we do think we have it, will you guys verify if it's right or not?
It's a secret.
We'll verify if it's right. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll verify if it's right. But yeah, my hands are doing this.
It's up to us, community.
No comment. Yeah.
Listen though. Yeah, we're not going to put you under a secret contract or anything like that. No pun intended for if you do find it out. But that's part of the fun of it. It's just one of those other components of this campaign to, just keep that a little bit of a mystery. So
a community jigsaw puzzle with real world art.
Yeah, if you guys buy multiples and want to DM me on Twitter or tweet me your NFTs, I'll be like, oh yeah, those two match up. I'll let you guys know if you guys are going on the right track. Because Alex and I definitely know what pieces belong in what columns, and yeah.
Love to see it. And to follow him on Twitter or Instagram, it is at CantStopGoodBoy. This website for Pieces NFT, 6 feathers, is piecesnft.com, and it will be on stash in a couple days. So you guys have anything else for us or questions for us before we wrap up here?
Yeah. Let's hopefully we sell out in the first couple of days, and that those people that are buying them have a good resale value. I think that's kind of one of our things that we're interested in seeing for sure. Mm-hmm. And so definitely those of you that are interested in a particular section, I encourage you to try to find matchups and stuff like that for that. But just know that I mentioned a little earlier, but know that only one person can claim the physical piece for it, and it's the person who, when we launch our claim site, owns the NFT and performs the claim. So like that's the big one of the big questions we get in the Discord. We're heavily answering questions when we can in the Stash Discord as well. There's a Can't Stop Good Boy channel in there, so definitely check that out. If you have follow-up questions, we'll be there and can help you out.
Awesome. I'll see you guys in the Discord community. It's our job to mint these out and let the puzzle begin. Nick, awesome. Alex, thank you guys so much for coming on the show and for presenting this and your guys' awesome artwork. And we're glad to have you guys in the community and look forward to what's to come.
Thank you guys so much for everything. Yeah, we're excited for this Friday, 10 a.m. Woo!